So we've got a 5-0 game so far, bottom of the first. That's going to be hit and nicely done, as it is going to be Tripp who's going to get to first. Nicely done for his first hit, as he gets his single. Coming up next is Sauceda. And unfortunately, didn't hear anything I said. So we will have to reiterate once again. But we have one out on a strikeout to Ben Moody. That was Tripp Helmer who got the single. He's an 8th grader. He's one of the best of the team, it seems like, so far coming to mix. The pitcher, Sauceda, is going to make sure he gets something going. And first one is going to be thrown high for ball 1. I do apologize once again for everybody for, I thought I had fixed the situation, but apparently not. So thanks again to Tiff for alerting me about that problem. I had stuck it in, but I'm not in the right, I had stuck in the sound, but not in the right position. It's always something, right? It always seems to be something to mess with your day. Jayden Butts will be next after Sauceda. He is playing as catcher. Perez will be in center field. Salinas is at third, as the throw back to first is not in time. And let's go to a 1-1 count. For Sauceda. Fernando. I think of Abba when I think of Fernando. So Lindman is number 7 in the batting order. He is going to be playing at left field, followed by Navarrete, who is at second base. This one's going to be delivered across for a strike. 1-2 is the count. Have other games going on as well in the Lee County area. Eunice is going to be playing. Hobbs will be having a doubleheader. Hopefully the weather will be nice enough for them as it goes along. Xavier Villa will also be batting near the bottom of the order. That one goes across. Looks like it'll be, it should be a full count as Tripp takes his lead. That is now, it's going to be a full count. You guys didn't hear it earlier, but I was predicting things. But of course, that doesn't matter if nobody heard it. Oops. Full count, 3-2. Sauceda on. Coming up next will be Jayden Butts. Swung on and missed. And that'll be strike 3. That'll be the second strikeout of the game so far. Coming up next is going to be Jayden Butts. I know. Happy Saturday to you. Now that I can be heard. Swung on and missed on Jayden, and that'll be strike 1. Yeah. So 1-1. 0-1 is the count right now. Trying to be ahead of myself again. Maybe this one will be a ball. Who knows? Nope. Caught the corner. Strike 2. Yeah, the ump couldn't hear me, so didn't know what the call was supposed to be. On the circle is Perez coming up, warming up, hoping to bat next. Taking a lead, and that is going to be hit foul, and that'll be to the right behind us, or actually to just to the right of us in the crowd as they are piling in. Again, 11 o'clock start. It was supposed to be at 1 o'clock, but sometimes it moves up, especially when you've got some bad weather coming around the corner and you want to stay ahead of it. Count is now 0-2 still. And that one's low for ball 1. Trying to see if Jayden would chase it. He did not. Good eye on that. And 1-2 now. 1 on, 2 outs as we have a man on first. Tripp hoping to get to second base any way he can. Knew he shouldn't have swung that one. That was delivered high. He swung on anyway, missed. And that'll be the third strikeout and also the third out of the inning. We're going to go to the top of the second. And it is a 5-0 game. Loving up next, and we are right here in Jal, New Mexico once again. Thank you very much for being here on the HobbsAmerica.com or YouTube stations. Either way, we are going to have a good one, even though the weather is a little dreary outside. Be back in a moment.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue. Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
Cisco Leia is coming up next for the Falcons as they are at the top of the second. And that first one goes across for a strike. So far, it has been the final strikeout, or the one strikeout we've had was the final out that was needed for the top of the first. Swung that one and missed, and that is going to be strike two. Don't have a whole lot of numbers on either team. They haven't had too many. 13 games is what Loving has had. 7-6 is their record. That one goes back. No change in the count as it is still 0-2. 7-6 is their record. 1-1 on district. They did beat Texaco 3-2, and that is who is Texaco is playing Eunice right now. So Eunice being number one should be an interesting game over there as well. But you're in here. 5 seniors left Loving last year, and they are playing pretty well with 7-6. That one dribbles across for the ball. 1-2 we've got here. Nobody on, no outs, and first batter up once again. Gets hit, going to go foul back. Is Jayton going to be able to catch it? Yes, he does, and it is out number one. Nicely done as he was able to get underneath it. Almost had a little room to move it around, but did get the first out as it was caught once again. So back to the top of the order for Garrett Bunch as he walked the first time up, was able to get a score, and would like to do so again, or at very least hit it. And he does hit it, gets it over to shortstop. Looks like it'll be Tripp. He's going to camp underneath it and catch it. Nicely done. Out number two already. 2 up, 2 down. And this is how Jal wants it to go. And so far it's going their way. So maybe the audio came in at just the right time. Either way, thank you very much for being here. Next up is going to be Evan Levay. I can't read my own writing, but yep, definitely. Nope, that is, Levy. First one goes across, and that'll be a ball. So we have a 1-0 count against Evan. Thought about swinging, but it was too high for him to do, so lets it go by. Good eye, and a ball call for 2-0. So 2-0 is the count. Fernando going to deliver another one. Inside, that'll be ball. Double checked, it didn't hit him, so ball 3. So batter ahead as Sauceda gets back on the mound. We get the call from Butts, see what he likes, and throws it a little high, ball 4. So after getting 2 outs, this one gets walked. He was walked before, so Tristan Anchures, who got a single. Does that mean 3 hits and 5 runs? So on is going to be Tristan Anchures, again, the shortstop. Going to throw over to first. Safe is the runner. Tristan had a single RBI. That one goes across, going to throw to second, not in time, and the runner will advance. So a steal to second. So it leaves 1 on, 2 outs, and Tristan still at bat. Counts it 1-0. Hit this time, and it's going to go up the gap to the left. Could be enough for a score. Yes, it is going to be as he gets to first. Another RBI single for Tristan. And that will increase the score 6-0 after 2 outs now for the Falcons. Coming up next is going to be the catcher, Elijah Rodriguez. Stop in it as we're going to go ahead and have a meeting on the mound. We're going to take a break too. Thank our sponsors. Once again, this is one of the ways we can. Let's go ahead and get a break. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network.
The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
All right, I want to make sure I get this right. Looks like we have a new pitcher. It is going to be Tripp Helmer, and Tripp is going to be on the mound. Let's see, we had a couple of changes, looks like. Sauceda went to second base, and I believe second base that was being played by Villa. Xavier is now over at shortstop. From what I can tell. Of course, everybody's not in their spot yet. But yeah, that should be right. I know Salinas is still at third. And it is Villa who went to shortstop. So coming up to bat next is going to be Elijah Rodriguez. Elijah was able to get a single, an RBI single. As the score is now 6-0, we have 2 outs. We have 1 on at first. Here we go. First from Tripp is going to be a wild pitch. It's going to be stolen base for Tristan. And a 1-0 count. So it was a 1 2/3 innings pitched from Sauceda. That one goes high for ball 2. Going back, it's Tristan. He left second base. He's going to go ahead and get back to a leadoff again. 2-0 is the count. Bouncing in the box is Rodriguez, waiting for the delivery. Here it comes. He's going to hit it. It's going to go straight to third. Unfortunately, it's going to go past third for the error. And that means he's going to get a single RBI. Well, it would have been an RBI single if it was not an error. Error is going to go on. That'll be Salinas. So another score comes across. And that'll be 7-0 for the score. Trent back up again. He had an RBI as well. Actually, no, it was a sack infield out for the RBI. It was a hit to the pitcher who sent it over to first base in time for the out. Trent would like to see what he can do to help his odds, even though 7-0 right now, he's pretty good on the driver's seat. Swung on and missed. It'll be ball one. Actually, it is 6-0, so it's 6-0. Got ahead of myself again. 2 outs, 1 on, swung on and hit foul to the back. That'll mean count is now 0-2. There we go. Helps to hit the right buttons. Leadoff is going. He's going to go ahead and take second. Without being challenged. So Rodriguez now at second. And it is 1-2 for the count. Trip with the delivery. Inside, actually, I thought it hit him. It did. Hit by pitch. So it'll get him to first. Second will be covered already as the steal goes. Wind out there is still going from, or it looks like it is a southern wind as we're about to get a pinch runner. Wyatt, let's see, it's Wyatt Hunt. Going to be going in for the pitcher. So Brody Allen coming up right now. He had a nice little single. Was able to steal a couple, steal and score at the end. That one's going to go across, nicely done as it hits the zone. Strike one. Two on now, 2 outs. Scoreboard doesn't have that on there, but it should. 6-0 is the score, is what it shows on there. I had 7, but I think could have been wrong. That was hit deep to the left and will be, looks like foul. So all ado for nothing. A long strike is what it is as we get to 0-2 for Brody. So runners go back in position, first and second respectively. Brody gets back to the box. Triple, I'd get that third out. Eyes it, looks and delivers inside low and cannot run over there anyway. There's somebody on first. So final out, or final strike, and third out. That means there was 2 left on base. We had 1 run come across, and that was off of 1 hit and 1 error. We'll be back in a moment. It's beginning coverage right here. Yes, we're on the Jal Panther Network. Thanks again for being here.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community. The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
All right, we are back. We had a change in pitching after 1 2/3 for Sauceda. We have gone to Trip Helmer, and he did a pretty decent job of getting it out of there. And only one score came across. So good going for them as we get going. We are still in the middle of the first rotation. It is Perez coming up. He is playing at center field today. First one comes across. Swung on, hit, and going to be fouled as it goes to the backdrop for strike one. Pitching right now for the Falcons is going to be Trent. I think it's Inchavera. That one goes across nicely down the middle for a strike. So 0-2, and Perez behind on the count. Swings that one, hits it just perfectly as it goes maybe in the gap. It's going to go between shallow, and nope, it's going to be caught down or tracked down by the shortstop. And that is going to be a good catch for Tristan Anchurez for out number one. So tried to get something out of that one, but instead finds nothing but air long enough to get shortstop to be able to move over to just behind second base to catch it for out number one. Coming up next is Isaac Salinas. First time up to bat for today. Isaac takes that first swing, misses. Strike one. Isaac is, let's see, make sure. Yep, he is a sophomore playing today. Hits that one, and it's going to go high. It's going to be a floater just underneath the catcher. He's able to catch that for out number two. So 2 pop flies so far for the Jal squad, the young Jal squad. And now it's down to Zaid Lindman. Zaid, the freshman, is going to try and see what he can do to get on base. Just like a moment ago with the top of the second, the bottom of the second sees the same thing. 2 up, 2 down so far. Let's see if Jal can replicate a little bit of the success as the first one goes across, swung on, and missed. Strike one. 2 outs, nobody on. Lindman up. Villa up next, I believe. Yep. Xavier, and that'll be a count of 1-1 now, as that one is a ball. Comes delivery once again, a little low. But it caught the corner for the strike. 1-2 now. Looked like it was just a little off, but instead it found the corner. So Trent, once again, going to deliver. Lindman's a little choked high, a little higher than I would do it, but that's just me. I try to choke near the base for the bat. That is 2-2 for the count right now. Got a good grip, got it covered, and swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that'll be the third out of the bottom of the first. So we went 3 up, 3 down. That was the strikeout. That would be number 4 for Trent. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage, and it's all happening right here on the Jal Panther Network, whether it's on HobbsAmerica.com or YouTube. Thanks again for being here, and sorry for the problems with the audio.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
So no hits, no runs, no errors. We go to the top of the third. It is 7-0 after all. So I do love it when I'm right, although I hate that. So 2 runs came across in the last top of the second. Off of 2 hits, actually, and it was 1 error and 2 left on base. That is thrown behind him as that is thrown to. That is Jace Munoz, who is going to be playing first base for most of this day. He had a infield RBI out. His first time at bat. Got a stoppage for a moment before the ump gets back over there. 2-0 is the count. And that is going to be hit hard to shallow left, and it's going to get just over the head of the shortstop for a single. So first one up for Jace, and he is on base. And that got over the head of, that would be, let's see, it's changed around a little bit, but that'd be Xavier. Coming up next, we've got Martin Araras. Martin struck out last time up. He entered the first inning. That's going to be a bunt. It's going to be nicely done as it advances the runner, just what a bunt should do for a single. Oops, it's not right. We'll advance the runner to second. And of course, that is Munoz. We have next, Cisco Lea. Last time he had flown out to, actually it was a pop-up fly. The catcher caught it. Round number 1. First one goes across for the ball. Not sure why my eyes are trying to water on me. That one's going to go across slowly as it goes, dribbles across for the ball. Ball 2. Once again, Tripp on the mound. The relief pitcher, after Sauceda had 1 2/3 innings, it took me a long time to realize how that counted out to be as well, but that one goes across high, higher than Tripp probably for ball 3. So behind on the count is Tripp, 3-0. Again, this is to Cisco. He's going to draw for a bunt. Instead, pulls back, and it'll be a strike. Could have been something, who knows. Nevertheless, though, 3-1 is the count. 2 on, no outs. 7-run lead for the Falcons. Now it's going to be swung on and missed, and full count now, 3-2. Would be nice to get a strikeout at this time for Tripp, especially. He's had just 1 so far in this game. And that ended the second inning. Either that or hit into a double play. That'd be what Jal would like to see. Swung on a little early, missed, strike 3, and that is going to be strikeout number 2 for Tripp. So 1 out, 2 on. 2 strikeouts for Tripp. Coming up next to bat, top of the order will be Garrett Bunch. Bunch walked once and then flew out to shortstop. And his second time at bat, this one's going to go low for ball 1. It's amazing. You hit the same thing and it doesn't fix it, huh? So 1-0 is the count right now, and we've got Tripp on the mound. Throwing to Butts. Jayton with the duties of catching as that one gets hit high, but goes to center field. It is nicely caught, and that is going to be by Perez. So the runners do not advance. They stay where they're at with 2 outs, and once again, Evan Leyva coming up next. He has been walked both times, hoping we'll see better results. Of course, both sides are thinking that. Here comes the Tripp delivery. It's going to be into the gap, go to left field, and we'll be loading the bases now. As runners are on all 3, that's why loaded bases. And Tristan Onchurez coming up next. He's had a couple of RBIs, a couple of singles along the way, and so he'd like to get more RBIs out of that. As he lines up his bat, Tripp ready to deliver. Butts with the call, and here we go. A little high, ball 1. So with 2 outs, all you have to do is just get one more. Of course, there's a force out anywhere, any bat, or any plate, including home, which is nice. So 1-0 is the count right now. Tripp with the delivery. High. Luckily, the Butts was able to get up and get that. If not, could have been a wild throw, and a runner could have scored. So Tripp needs to calm down a little bit with the 2-0 count. And bases loaded. Here we go. Low now, and it's going to be a wild, but nobody's going to advance. So 3-0 is what we've got for the call. Insurance stays there. If he walks it, it'll be, of course, a walked-in run. Five runs have been accounted for in the first, 2 in the second for Loving. So far, Jal has only had 1 hit in the game. Swung on early, and I know he's hitting himself on that one, as it was very early. Thought it was going to be a little faster than what it was, obviously. And now the count goes to 3-1. Still ahead of the count is Tristan. Seeing some RBIs light up as he's got the bases loaded with top of the 3rd. Tripp with the delivery. Behind him this time. And unfortunately, that is going to walk in a run. So now we've got an 8-0 game. That's coming across will be Jace Munoz. That means that Martin Arias is at 3rd. And Evan is at 2nd. Elijah Rodriguez coming up now. He had a single and it got on by error. First one is going to go across for the ball. 1-0 is the count. Tripp still on the mound. Like to get that 3rd out. Delivers, hits it. It's going to go just, all right. So right over to 3rd base, and he gets the tag out at 3rd for the final out. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage. It's all happening right here on the Jal Panther Network. Thanks again for being here.
Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue. Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hard-working team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
Playing here in Jal as the lights are on. They have been for the whole game. As we have cloud coverage blocking the sun. Of course, we have possibility of a rain delay or shower, which is one of the reasons why the 1 o'clock game is being played at 11 o'clock to make sure we avoid that, even though weather shows it was going to be at 4 o'clock. But you know how the weather is sometimes. It does not even want to say, hey, you know what? I know you said 4 o'clock, and I'm going to be rating on 4 o'clock. No, it does not do that. It goes by its own whims. So we've got the bottom of the, let's see, do we have the bottom of the order? Yes. As it is Villa coming up next for the Panthers. Actually, no, that is Neverete. I wrote that name down wrong, but I knew better. Neverete. I was thinking that was wrong. I was like, that doesn't look like it. But no, I had to go ahead and continue with it. All right. First pitch coming up from Trent. Going to go high and wide for ball one. So I apologize to Neverete for misrepresenting him. That is going to be ball one. Swung on and missed. Strike one. So 1-1 is the count. As we're in the bottom of the third. Yeah, bottom of the third. That sounded wrong in my ears, but then I remembered, yep, that's right, bottom of the third. It goes across for a ball. 2-1. So there was one across that with 3 hits and 1 error, I believe, but 3 left on base. That one goes across, and it'll be a 2-2 count now. Strike. Swung on early and missed. That'll be strike 3, and that'll also be, I believe, the third for, actually, no, wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 5th, unfortunately, for Trent. In Chavera. So Xavier now, bottom of the order. He's going to go ahead and take that first hit, and he's going to knock it into center field. And not in the gap, though, as it was being able to be tracked down for out number 2. That is a good play by Bunch to get under it. He's part of the Brady bunch. Oh, well. Anyway. 2 up, 2 down, and once again, another 3 and out, or another scoreless inning for Jal. But right now, top of the order, Ben Moody is up. He struck out the first time, and he hits this one into the gap as it is shortstop. Didn't play it right. Does get a single off of that one for Ben. So the second hit, that was just misplayed by, let's see, it looked like that was Tristan on Shurez. So Tripp up now, Tripp Helmer, who got a single, the only other single in this game in the first, goes across for the strike. 1-1. Not a lot of strike zone right there for Tripp with his size. Like to see if he can get something going. A little high on the choke on there for my liking, but hits the ball anyway, goes right back to Trent, who just handles it and could have probably walked it over there, but instead gets the 1-3 for out number 3. So we did have one hit, no runs, one left on base, and no errors. Let's go ahead and get to the top of the fourth. And we're going to do that right here as we're on the Jal Panther Network. Thanks again for watching us on HobbsAmerica.com or YouTube. It's live and recorded, so you can watch it later on anytime from Jal, New Mexico, or the world, wherever you are.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
Panther Energy is excited for the Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one stop for construction, dirt work, and environmental remediation. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd Street in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Along those that we have with the sponsors, of course, EPNS is one of those. We'll talk about the others in a moment as we get back into it, into the swing of things, so to speak. We've got Trent back on. First one going to be high for the ball. He had an RBI ground out in the first, and then got hit by a pitch at the last time up. And looks like that'll be 2 for 2 on that one, as he is hit by that one as well. So he has been hit twice. I think he's the only one that's been hit so far. Maybe one other, but. All right, hold on. I got to fix this. Oh, that's a preview. Huh, interesting. I got to get out of that, and it won't let me. So there we go. First one is going to be a strike. Learn something new. So one on, no outs. And it is now going to be up to, let's see, it is. Actually, I think that's a new batter. So let's look again. It is strike call on that one. So it goes down the pike for a strike. Yes, indeed. Now I got to figure out where he's at or who he is. Number 6. I think that's Hunt. Yeah. I was expecting Brody Allen, but nevertheless, there is Hunt. He is, instead of running for Trent, he is out there batting. And right now, he is at 1 and 2. There we go. Swung on and hit, and it's going to go to the left. And let's see, is that fair? Fair enough, it is. As it was taken care of, but almost got the third. But instead, single for Trent. Or Hunt. So Hunt is on base with a single. Oh, that's what it is. I'll catch up with myself in just a second as we get that one over to third base now for Trent. And coming up next is going to be not Jace Munoz, but another new batter, Carranza. Actually, no, it's not Carranza. that is Benny. Let me see. I know by the time I find all this information, I'm sure he's going to be out or on base or something, but it's going to be a steal, and they're going to let him take first to second. Steal to second. Let's see. So that'll be again 19, and that is up over his head. No throw. I think it says Benny Calderon. And he hits the ball. It'll go foul. And we'll get another opportunity. Top of the fourth, 8-0. We've got 2 on right now, and it is a new batter. Number 19. Looks like that is Benny. Let's see what he does with this one. Swung on and fouled. Now we've got 2-2 for the count. So let's fix that. 2-all. Actually, it says 2-1 still. Strikeout. Nope, that was a strikeout on this one. So another strikeout for Tripp. Coming up next is going to be Wages. Garrett Wages. Okay, that was the right number. Garrett hits it quickly for the 8th grader and tries to get back to first, but instead will be, nope, it won't get it. Instead, 2 will run in. So a 2 RBI single for Garrett Wages. That was just his first throw, or first pitch. Was able to get that single, 2 RBI single. Increase it to 10 now. It's 10-0. We're in the 4th inning. Cisco is back up again. He had a strikeout and a fly. He popped it up to catcher in the 2nd inning. Tripp still on the mound. Have 1 on right now at second. That is going to be again Garrett. As Garrett goes to third off that wild pitch. The 8th grader finds himself at scoring position in third. Delivery once again for Cisco. Goes over to third and will be safe. Cisco is the designated hitter. Count is now at 1-1. Gonna go. Let's see the call on that one. So apparently that's a ball. So ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 on, third base, 1 out, hits, and will be foul to the right. Is it going to be playable? No, not quite. Looks like it's going to hit the new facility over there. Takes it to a 2-2 count. Hoping to see him strike out again like he did last time. Swung on, and that's going to be hit to the left. Delivered to the left field. It's going to bounce. Looks like it's going to go all the way rolling to the wall where it gets picked up. So it'll be definitely a double. no mas. So an RBI double for Cisco. As he manages to get Wages across. That's nice. Now we're at 11-0. Top of the order now. It'll be Gareth Bunch. Let's see. First one goes across, and that'll be a ball, I believe. High, and that's definitely a ball. We'll get the runner if he can get it. Nope, not in time, but got close. Nice little throw from Butts, but could not get the runner out as he stole to third. That, of course, again is Cisco Leha. So back on is going to be batting for Bunch. High. I believe that's going to be ball 3. Let's see. 3-0 is the count. All right. Thank you, ump. One on third. No outs. That one thought it was going to catch the corner, but it did not. Instead, walk. So now we've got runners on the corners. So for the second time, Bunch is on. And for the second time, he walked to get there. Coming up next, Evan Leva, who walked twice and got a single in his last time at bat. Was caught at third for the final out. No response, so ball 1. 1-0 is the count. Bases are, well, now it's runners at second and third as he was able to steal. That one goes across, and it will be a strike, even though the batter tried to sell it as a walk or a ball. So now we're at 1-1. Goes low, bouncer. See, nobody's going to run on that one, so it'll be ball 2. Trying to make sure that no run scores again, as it is now 11-0 with the top of the 4th. 1 out. I don't have that, but I do now. Nope, that one went across. I thought it was going to be called, but instead, ball 3. 3-1 is the count. So ahead is going to be Lavia. Coming up next will be Tristan Anchures. Could load up the bases with a walk. Don't want to do that. Nicely done. Thrown, and boom. Found it for the strike. And that will make it 3-2. Nice control on that one from Tripp, the 8th grader. Able to get that strike call. Here we go with another delivery. Swung on and to the left once again. Most of those are doing that. We'll find the gap. Looks like it's going to find, actually it'll be, no, it'll be, nope, not quite safe, or not quite fair, so a foul ball. So runners will go back. I thought for a second I couldn't tell for sure, but definitely was a foul ball in the end, which is good because it did find its way towards the wall. So Evan with full count once again. One more opportunity as he stays alive at the bat. Bouncer though, and that'll walk him. He would have had a little bit of a chance. He may have swung at it, but nevertheless, so once it started to go down, you could tell it was going to be a bouncer. Bases loaded, 1 out. Tristan Anchures up next. Had a couple of RBI singles and a walk last time up. Once again, looks like they're going to be there we go. So we've got one ball already. Bases loaded, one out. Tripp on the mound. That's going to go. Hit by pitch. So Tristan is hit by a pitch. We'll get to first, and that means another walk-in run comes in. 12-0 is the score right now. We've got the meeting on the mound, and Tripp is willing to give it up. He did have, a third there. So it's 1 2/3 innings for Tripp. As we get a new pitcher, let's see who it is real quick before we take a break. I do believe it's just going to be Zaid Lindman coming in. No, that wouldn't be it. Let's see. See that number as he turns around. There we are. So Ben Moody is going to go from right field to pitcher. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage all right here on the Jal Panther Network. Thanks again for being here.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Just got this update for you from Loving, and that was between the Loving Falcons, the Lady Falcons, and the Lady Panthers of Jal, and that did not go as well. The first loss that Jal had for the season, or at least for a while, was against Loving. That was just at a tournament, and today Jal did not fare any better. In fact, much worse, as they were blanked 15-0 after 5 innings. It was 5-0 after the first inning, 7-0 after the second inning with 2 runs allowed for Loving, and then in the third 2 more, followed by 6 in the fourth, and Jal could not put any runs up. In fact, they had 3 hits and 1 error. Meanwhile, Loving and the Falcons, Lady Falcons, had 10 hits, 15 runs, and no errors. And once again, Jana Butts was hitting well and pitching as well. She had 3 innings. She had a 14 ERA and 8 strikeouts. So nicely done. 8 strikeouts in 3 innings. Very impressive. But nevertheless, though, a loss for the Panthers. We shall talk about them as well as continue talking about, of course, Jal. Coming up next to bat will be Elijah Rodriguez. So that is the first batter to face. That one goes across for the ball. Let's see, that was once again throw and delivered. Hit to shortstop. Let's see if they can get it tracked down. It does. Tripp is there. So 1 out already on the fielder's choice. As that was Elijah Rodriguez who was able to get to first. And he got there on a fielder's choice last time as well. But 1 out. 2 outs, actually. Sorry, I knew that. As soon as I said 1 out, I knew there was 2 outs. Coming up next is going to be Trent, once again, stealing for second, as that is a foul ball. Will force him to go back. Trent has been hit twice. I think he's actually changed up, and now he's on the other side. If I remember correctly, he was batting right. Now he's batting left. Hit and going to be foul. That brings it to the count of 1-2 for Trent. I know my score sheet's a little messed up there. All right. Hit, going to go to the first and will be out. Nicely done. As that is going to be out number 3. Let me gather my stuff, and I'll be back in a moment as we go to the bottom of the 4th. 13-0 is the score. I know that, and I'll be back right here on the Jal Panther Network, whether you're on HobbsAmerica.com or on YouTube. Thank you again.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hard-working team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
All right, let's get this fixed. 13-0 is the score right now. We do have Jal coming up to bat. Let's see, do a quick 2 hits came across, or 2 hits were done. I believe we had no errors. 1 left on base, and let's see. 5 runs, though, come across. Coming up first to bat is going to be the former pitcher, Sauceda. I believe he is still at second base. Struck out the first time. This is his second time to bat and hopes to get something going with his bats to get back into this game. Down 13 and just the bottom of the 4th right now. Scheduled for 7, but if it continues on, we'll just get we won't get past 5 due to the mercy rule. Swung on and missed. That was a nice cut, but unfortunately did not hit anything. Strike 1. Yeah, the connect is where I always had a problem with it, and especially you always felt how it if it hit bad, you knew how bad it felt because it really vibrated your fingers and hands. That one was not hit on either. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. Sauceda down on the count and hoping to get something going on. He can keep the ball alive just by hitting it and keeping it forward. And that, of course, is always the plan. That one's going to go high, didn't chase it, and ball 1. I was thinking as I was driving over here, it's always easy, you talk about the Bad News Bears and how they improved, but you really don't talk about how bad they were. And I know this Jal team is young, but they're learning as they're going. It's just unfortunately sometimes you don't have that opportunity to be able to go. As that one is hit to shortstop, he does throw it to first, and unfortunately that is in time for the 6-3 and out number 1. Thought he was going to be able to leg it out, but just could not quite get there on his horse to get so. Jayton Butts coming up next. He is the catcher. Struck out the first time up. And you hope to see some hits in the gaps to be able to get some at least opportunities for scoring, but so far they have not gotten past second base. Swing and a miss on that one for Jayton, and that is strike 1. He is a sophomore. I know he's got plenty of time left in his high school career. Freshman, he's a freshman, and that one goes inside. I thought it was going to hit him, but instead just give me the ball. One and one. Nobody on? hits that one, that goes foul. Couldn't quite get that lined up, but at least made contact and a long strike. So Jal, the Lady Panthers, were at number 1 at one point in the ranking, but now have fallen to 2 losses to the Loving Falcons. That one's going to be hit, and it'll go right to shortstop, who's going to swing it over to first base. And he does catch it for the 6-3, and that is out number 2. So deja vu on that one. Same hit, same outcome. And if you're a good pitcher, you can get it to where that when they hit the ball, it usually does go to a grounder up the middle or to the right or the left. Nevertheless, though, it'll be Perez coming up next. Perez had a fly out to short as that first one goes across for the ball. Saw a friend walking this morning. It's nice to see him out and about. That one gets hit, and it's going to go into right field, right over to the right fielder, though, unfortunately, and he does. Didn't have to move much to get underneath it to be able to get that. That was Martin Aris, and that is going to be 3 up, 3 down for your Jal Panthers as we get to the top of the 5th. We have a 13-run lead for the Loving Falcons as they are cruising along so far. Being able to get those hits and runs as needed. Of course, that was no hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll be back in just a moment with more Jal Panther baseball.
The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Looks like it's getting a little warmer. Well, according to the weather app, it's getting a little warmer, and it's supposed to be about 5 o'clock when the rain showers are supposed to start, or at least the chance of rain showers. And again, I know the weather does not go by the apps or by weather predictions or anything else for that matter. It does what it wants to do. And speaking of which, let's say thank you again for being part of this. I know we've got some people here still, not as many as they could, but still loyal fans and family members out here to support the Jal Panthers. I know there's also some from Loving who took the trip down here just for this event. Coming up first, we've got Hunt again. That one goes across for the ball. He had a single last time up. Let's see. There we go. 1-0 as it is going to be delivered once again a little high for ball 2. Moody on the mound. Yes. Here comes another delivery. Swung on and missed on that one. Going to be strike 1. Nicely done. Thought it was going to sink in a little bit apparently, and it did not for him. Once again, that is Wyatt Hunt, and I believe I've got him listed as 8th grade. He's a little tall, but that doesn't mean anything at all. Swing on that one. Swung on and missed. It went outside. Would have been a ball, but instead, strike 2. 2-2 for Wyatt Hunt. Hit on that one is going to be probably foul as it does go, into the foul territory. Unable to camp underneath it or try to get it, and that would have been closest to, hard to say. I mean, I know it's the right fielder, but I'm not sure exactly. And that was a out on that one, so almost missed that. As it is out number 1. So coming up next, it will be Jace Munoz. Got a single last time up. Swung on to that one. Lazy swing and a miss. Strike 1. So nobody on, 1 out. Top of the 5th. 13-run lead. Moody with the ball and hit. A little late. Goes to the right for the foul. That'll be strike number 2. So Jace Munoz still alive at the bat. Who is at first base. I saw 3 and went third base, but I knew better. First base for Munoz. This time around, delivery from Moody. Swung on early. We'll get the third drop strike, and he's going to go ahead and get tagged out by Jayton Butts. Be a strikeout. I believe that's his first one for Moody. For 2 up and 2 down, though. Coming up next is going to be Gareth Wages. Oh, that's it. And the first one's going to be high for the ball. It's ball 1. Tall kid. I believe last time he was up, he did get a single RBI. Let me double check. Actually, he got a 2 RBI single. That one goes across for a strike. 1-1 is the call. Hope you're enjoying the view of this game. I know it's warmer where you're at than you are right here, if you had been here. A little high and outside, just a bit outside is what they would say. Ball 2. I know, a little picky is the ump. No, I'm kidding. But doing a great job so far in this weather. Hit and going to be foul as it goes back to the backstop. Jayton looked at it for a second. He did catch one earlier, but no chance on that one as it went straight to the netting. So 2-2 now. Looking to get that third out in the top of the 5th, so the bats can get warmed up and maybe do something for Jal as we are drawing near to the end possible. As that one goes across, given away. Good eye for the batter. Full count. Moody with it one more time at least. Cisco coming up next if needed. Be pitched low. Let's see. Did it catch it? Nope. Just low enough for the ball 4. So advancing to first is going to be Wages. Cisco coming up next. Let's see. He had the shallow. It seems like I always remember him the best because of the shallow fly to catcher and then the strikeout followed by a double. He's going to bunt this one, and it should be an easy whoop. Oh, man, and that's going to be over first as it was just a little too much for Moody to get it to first. And instead, we'll get the runners on the corners, first and third, 2 outs. As that is going to be basically an error on the pitcher. But Cisco is there at E1. And runners now at first and third. Coming up next will be the top of the order once again, Bunch. Walked last time, flew out to center. And had a couple of fly-outs. Also had a fly-out to shallow to shortstop. And walked the first time up. Moody, though, delivers. Going to be a bunt. and that is going to be caught for the out. So a bunt play that tried to be done, but instead it is caught by Jayton Butts, and that is going to be the third out. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage. It is all happening right here on the Hobbs, with the Hobbs Eagles, of course, HobbsAmerica.com, or on YouTube. Thanks again for watching right here on the Jal Panther Network.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
Looks like we have a change in pitching for the Loving Falcons as Tristan Anchurez is warming up. Apparently the glove wasn't correct, but other than that, he is on the mound to warm up for the Loving Falcons. And that last inning was, that's right, look at the right one. Let's see, it'll be no hits, no runs, one error, and 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. And it is going to be do or die time. If Jal does not score 4 runs in this inning, then that will be the end of the game. It was set for 7. It was also set for 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we tried to avoid some of the rain. It's almost 1 o'clock now, so I would have been getting here about halfway through if I hadn't noticed it on the Jal Schools post. Thanks again for the Jal Schools for updating us on the sports activities. That way we can stay ahead and make sure that we get these covered, as well as, of course, the fans. They need to know as well. For those that are getting out here just now thinking the game's going to start at 1 o'clock, just check the Jal Schools. They are very good about updating on Facebook. So coming up for his second time around will be Isaac Salinas, who ended up hitting a fly ball that was caught by the pitcher. Hopes to see something better results-wise. There we go. Here is the first pitch from Tristan. Low, ball 1. So what I saw right there from that one pitch, he is fast, but he has a little bit of control issue. So let's see if we can use that to our advantage. Swung on and missed. Nope, that'll be strike 1. So I couldn't tell you exactly what the speed is, but I can tell you it's looks pretty high, as that one was high, and ball 2, and fast. Somebody once said, you can be accurate or you can be fast, but you can't be both. Some people, though, are good enough they can be both. So 2-1 is the count right now. Swung on and missed. That was a little bit outside, but nevertheless, it is going to be strike 2. So 2-2 is the count for Perez. And it is another quick delivery from Insurance. Swung on and missed, and I think that could have been a walk, but nevertheless, though, it is a strikeout instead. Out number 1. Coming up next is going to be number 7. Actually, it'll be number 8. Sorry, that'll be, no, that's number 6. So let's see. So it should be Christian Rangel, sophomore. He's not been up till now. That one's going to go back and going to be a walk. Or sorry, not a walk, ball. 2-0. So gets that stray ball, gets it back from the to the umpire. Pyre. hopefully a little more patience, and that'll be a swing and a miss, though. Missed everything. Almost fell over in the process. I know that feeling. 2-1 now. We're at the bottom of the fifth. Jal needs some runs to get across. That is going to be a strike. I thought it was a little high on that one, but did get called a strike. 2-2 now is the call. Is on Cherez. He's going to ring it up. Strike number 2. He has got that fast delivery, and I don't know if that's causing the batters to try to get defend the plate. Nevertheless, though, we are 2 up, 2 down right now, bottom of the fifth, and maybe the last chance, Navarrete, to try to continue this game. Struck out last time at bat. First one's going to be high, ball 1. We'll talk about the schedule for the next game for Jal. That goes across the pike for a strike. And then we're at 1-1. Lost his hat, but did get the strike call. He was putting everything into that one. 1-2 now, so one more. Up, and he swung on. That was going to be high. Ill-advised, and a strikeout number 3. So 3 up, 3 down on that, and that will be the ball game, I believe, as we're in the 6th inning. So, yep, that is the ball game. We've got the final score of 13-0. Jal could not get any scores to come in, as that's final inning for those keeping score. No hits, no runs, no errors, no left on base. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage. It is all happening right here in Jal with the post game in just minutes or minute.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hardworking team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
Well, to say the least, it did not go the way that Jal wanted to, but then again, that's what happens sometimes. Final score, 13-0, as Loving was able to win in 5, and how they did it? Well, let's see. Basically, it was 13 runs off of 10 hits, 9 left on base is what I've got, and 3 errors. No errors for them, though, but 3 errors for the Jal Panthers. Jal was able to get 2 hits. One was by Trip Helmer, and the other one from, let's see, I had it a moment ago. It was Ben Moody, that's right. So the kids out there hitting, and that's, of course, as we all know, the 8th grader freshman Ben Moody and the 8th grader Trip Helmer. So let's look to see what the schedule shows for our next games for the Jal Panthers. And once again, unfortunately, the Jal Lady Panthers are in Loving and did not do well. They're in the first of 2, and they lost that one 15-0. So let's see. Get to Jal's information and the schedule. Some of the games were not played simply because of just exterminating or just beyond control reasons. Beyond control. Texaco is going to be next. That'll be away. It's scheduled for Tuesday. The start time's at 4:30. So we'll have that right here on the Jal Panther Network. Actually, it's set up for a doubleheader. And then after that, we'll be heading to, we'll be back home again and facing Eunice for the second time. Eunice, the number 1 team in the 2A, will be a doubleheader as well. At least that's what it's set up for, the schedule-wise. Followed by Loving, and we'll do that again this time around. It'll be in Loving for the doubleheader. And then we'll go from there. But nevertheless, though, yeah, it'll be I think it'll be another set of games. But for the moment, anyway, I do know, because sometimes the schedule does change. It will be Texaco with the doubleheader, followed by Eunice for next week. For myself, Ron Gunner, for Tiff Stuber, who saved me from made sure that this was going across, not only video but audio as well. Otherwise, you would have been getting a great picture, but without any perspective, any audio. And again, I do apologize for missing that, and I always hate to drive an hour away from someplace and then have some difficulty. That was easily fixed. For myself, thank you very much again for being here on Jal Sports Network. Thank you to all of our sponsors, without whom, of course, we would not be able to put these on the air. And that is it for today. We'll be back on Tuesday, and we'll be facing Texaco. If not, we'll be doing the game for the for the Lady Panthers. Hopefully we'll have them on the air sometime very soon. Till then, take care of yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. Keep warm, and we'll see you again real soon.
Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.